Hello everybody, welcome to part 2 of my question and answer videos where I'm answering your guys' questions from the last question and answer videos that I did last Monday. I do this every single Monday. You guys have a question, go down the very last video I made, this one, the very last one, and ask me anything you want in the comment section. I'll answer your question in the next Q&A video next Monday, okay? So this is part 2. If you haven't, or you missed part 1, please go watch that first. And the first question in part 2 is from Mag. I would love to know where you're from. Please give us your locations. Tell us where you're from, guys, if you want to ask us a question. Thank you. Do narcs research narcissism, then use it to play victim? I think my ex-narc does this. He clearly is a narc, but goes around calling everyone else narcs, and he seems to have a lot of knowledge of it. He was court-ordered for therapy because he has severe control issues as well. Yes, they do this. They have been known, not all. And that's why a lot of people who are experienced and been through this, they might tell you, don't go tell them. Because what we want to do a lot, right, is when we find out that the person we are dating is a narcissist, we think they fit the bill for narcissistic personality disorder, we want to go back and tell them to kind of like rub it in their face. Ha ha ha. You're the disordered one. It's your fault, not mine. And I understand that for sure. It's just not a good idea. It's not healthy. It won't help you. But it won't help them if they're not looking for help. If a narcissist is someone who might have narcissistic personality disorder, is looking to help and change their life, you know, and want to get better and want answers, why not tell them? But if they don't, and they lie and cheat, manipulate, and that's the way they choose to keep continuing to get what they need in life, by you telling them that they're a narcissist, could, if they decide to go look it up, could decide and read and watch information, it could help them get better at it. And they use it to play victim, absolutely. Some will even admit they have a disorder and use that, right? But there are people doing this in this community on YouTube. The person smearing me is clearly, like you say, clearly a narcissist and goes around calling everyone else narcissists and seems to have a lot of knowledge of it. It's exactly what somebody is doing in this community, and probably more than one. They're getting attention, right? And they're validating themselves on the daily that there's nothing wrong with them. And they get to accuse everybody else, and they get validated by other sick people saying, oh, this is great stuff that you're accusing and attacking other people. Great, we like it. You know, and it's sick. And they're playing victim. All they are is victim, hero, victim, hero, victim, hero, right? I'm a victim, poor me, and I'm going to do this for you and other people and attack people and call everyone out on their stuff so no one looks at me. Right? I'm going to point the finger so no one looks at me. I'm going to put the attention on somebody else. Look, narcissist, they're a narcissist. It's projection, right? And it's just anybody that sits there and attacks people, makes allegations, accusations, and posts videos and makes comments talking bad about other people all the time, there's something wrong with them, period. Nobody happy does that. Nobody healthy does it. Right? So we don't have to sit there and go, are they narcissists or not? It's just your behavior is toxic. Thanks. Next question is from Tosh Bobby from Washington, D.C. Hello. My question for you is, can a collapsed narcissist overcompensate by inflating their ego by wearing flashy clothes? Totally. Backstory, I've been in and out of court with the narc for over a year. Last appeal he tried to get to avoid protection order. He showed up to the court with a sparkly gold blazer, ascot, and plaid-fitted pants. He even took out a bunch of money and started fanning himself with it in the courtroom. Jeez, he has never showed up to court looking this off. I thought maybe this is some sort of mind tricks. When he came into the courtroom, he initially took off the flamboyant blazer, turned it inside out. I felt semi-sad for him. He's trying to be, oh gosh. Yeah, so they're all ego, right? So you crush his ego. So that's how they know to try to help themselves, feel better about themselves, is overcompensate with the ego. Not who they really are. They hate who they really are. They're ashamed of who they really are. So they lie, and they're delusional, and they tell lies. They tell you who they are instead of be that, right? So, yeah, man, that's a good story of a collapsed narcissist that you just destroyed ego. But somehow, but see, that's still all he has left, his ego. So he'll build it back up, and it starts to look pretty pathetic. Also, shame. I mean, when you start, if they're a narcissist and you get to the point where there is no shame, they might be a sociopath. Sociopaths have no shame. So narcissists will feel like they're a bad person, right? They're not equal to all of us, but the sociopath believes that they're equal and that they're a horrible person, but so is everybody else. No shame. Who cares what I do, how I act? You guys are all the same like that too. You would all do it. Complete lack of awareness. Yeah, hope that answers your question. Kayla from Alabama. Hello, Kayla. I've been constantly getting sick back to back. I catch everything so easily despite eating better than I have in my life. I can't lose weight for the first time in my life. I'm trying to save up to leave the narcissist. I'm trying to stay out of all of his stuff emotionally. Now I'm having stomach issues that go away when he's not home. Can this be affecting me physically like this? Absolutely. Absolutely. We have areas in our life, right? And our brain keeps them separated. The part of our brain that controls actions are separated by these duties and what they are. We have a part of our brain that controls emotional part of our life, day-to-day activities, work, stuff like this. So even though they're separated, and one way to show you is you could have a really bad fight at nighttime and maybe be able to get through the workday the next day. It's there, but not as bad. You can operate, function, hopefully. When you can't, then it's really bad. But when you can't, when things start getting super bad, your physical health, everything, there's a part of your life that fell apart. It's done, emotional. Because these need to work together well. So now this part's done, like a part of a engine. One's not working right, so the rest will fall apart eventually. First signs of emotional abuse and neglect in children, headaches and stomach aches. This affects us emotionally or physically, biologically, huge. Huge, huge, huge. Good luck getting away from him. It's what you need, and it might get worse right after. You might start losing too much weight, and then hopefully you will get better. Hopefully you'll bounce back. Good luck. Hi, David. I'm Cherie from Tennessee. Hello, Cherie. I want to know if a narcissist would ever file for divorce after he has discarded you. He says he wants a divorce, but he hasn't filed yet. And it's been about a year now. I haven't seen or heard from him at all. Would they ever file for divorce after he discarded you? Well, yes. Some narcissists file, some don't. I'm not sure exactly your question other than that. So maybe why he hasn't been? Even though he maybe reacted hastily and discarded you real quick, it may not be what he really wanted. And he wants to be able to come back. He can't close the door. He wants to leave his foot in it so he can return when he wants. He's never sure of what he's doing. How about that? So he discarded you, started a new relationship maybe, but he's not sure if that's the right thing to do. Right? No confidence. Cocky. Ego, not confidence. Emotional impulsivity. Emotional instability. Vanessa from the United Kingdom. Hello, Vanessa. Could you do a video about narcissists and their lies about their past? I recently found out my ex had murdered his girlfriend. Something he never told me because he used his mental illness as an excuse. He was given a very short sentence and only spent a year and a half in a prison hospital. His name was changed and he had moved far from the place where it happened. These warnings in this story that need to be addressed, so could you please help us regarding red flags, as I saw none and believed the lies. Yeah, I make videos about stuff like this all the time. Red flags, what to look out for, you know, what are some of the things narcissists do. But what's important is you, Vanessa, we work on ourselves so we don't succumb to manipulations and lies and cheating. There are signs. It's about why didn't we see them or why did we ignore them. That's what it's more about. They do give signs. They do. I haven't heard of any that never gave a single sign until the relationship was completely over. So, red flags is about being emotionally in tune with your body, what it's doing, what that is, and being responsible and taking care of it. Hope that makes sense. I made tons of videos about this. Go look. I couldn't even stop recommending how many I've made. But you know, you got to see here. This guy, if he was in a murder trial and was let go because he was found criminally insane, there had to be signs. There had to be signs, Vanessa. There had to be that this guy was not stable, mentally stable, because he's not. He was found very mentally ill for them to not punish him for murder. But still, that wouldn't make sense, 1.5 years for murder. You can be criminally insane, but you're still going to be locked up. You may not be, yeah, but I don't want to touch that too much because I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a judge. But there's signs. There's signs. Think hard. Think hard. Start talking about your relationship. Start writing things down. And you'll start seeing and understanding. Start learning more about whatever disorder you think he has. And you'll see how they operate more. Good luck. Thank you. Ruth. From the United Kingdom. Hello, Ruth. I jumped into bed with a man I'd only just starting dating. I can't seem to differentiate between sex and loving affection. I craved warmth and connection after so long with my narc husband. The relationship is just based on sex, and afterwards I feel lost. I have so much passion that's built up over the years that I keep going back to him for more. What should I do? See a professional and tell everyone you know that what's going on and that you want to stop, and please hold me accountable and ask me. Make sure I don't go and talk to this person and see this person. Then go get yourself help and figure this out, why this is happening. If you just jumped into a bed with a man after you just started dating, that's not love. That's a physical connection. Emotional connection is probably what you would like. That's why you feel so bad afterwards. So you want an emotional connection, and that a good way to measure if you have one or how much or how strong it is conversation. I just made a video about this a week ago or so. Just go back and find it. It's about emotional connection. And we can judge it by conversation. Conversation should get better, more, easier. Talk about, hot button topics, sensitive issues like feelings, fears, stuff like this. And it should go really well. Really good conversation. You should really know each other and understand each other, right? So if you're with somebody you find out later has a personality disorder and you have no idea, and they've been cheating and lying to you and stuff like this, then you didn't really know them. There couldn't be much of an emotional connection. Lying there's no way. Okay? If you have ulterior motive and you're not telling that other person, right? You're just trying to get somewhere with them, do something, get them to do stuff like this. It's all physical. What felt really intense were your hormones. Okay, Ruth? So start building emotional connections with people first before getting physical. All right? And it should help you. Thank you, Ruth. Lola from France. Hello. There was a behavior from my MIL I still don't really get. I'm assuming that the reason for this particular behavior was for the sake of making me feel invisible, as this is how I felt when it happened. Example, I would be right next to her and she'd turn to my husband, her son, to ask if I liked or didn't like something that we just ate when she could easily ask me. Okay, so she's going, so she doesn't respect you. Right, she doesn't like you, she doesn't want you with her son. And what this probably is she has, she believes her son is an extension of herself, and that is the particular child that she wants to everyone believe that look at her son and say she's a great mother. That's what it's all about. And so she wants this son to be everything she wished she could be, everything she lies and tells herself, her ego, so to speak. So her son's perfect, right? She probably spoils the hell out of him, doesn't hold him accountable or responsible for anything. So she feels you're not good enough for her. Because his mom's probably narcissistic and believes I'm better than everybody else, right? So if my son is an extension of me, so my son's better than everybody else, you're not good enough. And she judges you by physical attributes, status, money, looks. Time for your husband. Oh, I forgot, and I already went by it. If it's over, it's over. But if you're still with this man, then it's time for him to make, time for him to be responsible in this relationship and be responsible to you, okay? And make a choice, make a decision, learn how to treat his mom correctly and not let her do that to you, okay? Stephanie from Canada, hello. My question is, what are clues, signs, or thoughts that may show that you shouldn't be in a relationship after leaving the borderline? Can you give some examples of what you lived that made you realize you shouldn't be with someone after abuse? So I think you mean after you've dated someone who is maybe personality disorder, borderline specifically is what you said, but toxic, abusive, let's say abusive, and what are some signs that you shouldn't be dating after that? And I kind of talked about that before. If you're still emotionally triggered by things and obsessing on your ex, things like this, when you think about the past relationship, it really still hurts. There's work to do. And there's a couple reasons I say don't date yet, because it's distraction. What happens when you start dating somebody is now you're focusing on someone else in your life and you're not focusing on you, which is what you need to do. Really, really hard is focus on you. Okay? So some of the signs that you shouldn't date someone after you've been abused is that person is also abusing you. That person is neglecting you. That person is, you get weird, bad feelings all the time. You think no reason, but you're not sure. You're suspicious of them. You're hypervigilant. You're yelling, screaming, things like this. Maybe you're not ready to be in the relationship with them, or maybe it's just a bad, toxic relationship again. Maybe it's them. Maybe you're dating another narcissist, something like that. Hope that makes sense. Thank you, Stephanie. If not, just ask me more. Stacy from North California. Hello, Stacy. Thanks for your insights into these people. You're welcome. The public needs to be educated, and you do a great job. Thank you very much. My question is, do narcissists reap what they sow? Or do they become more narcissistic as they age so they are able to manipulate better and continue to get their needs met? So, do narcissists become more narcissistic as they age? Typically, just what you'll read, personality disorders tend to kind of mellow out a little bit as you get older. Doesn't mean all do. Especially ones that are more closer to psychosis. They may get worse. A lot of it depends on them. How conscious is a narcissist of what they're doing, and how much do they want to not do that? And are they finding better, healthier ways to get what they need and what they want? Because after so long, they're not getting what they need. Do narcissists reap what they sow? My perspective, where I'm standing from, absolutely. As they have these abusive relationships, they're not really benefiting from them. Not in any sense that any normal, healthier people benefit from relationships. Not the really true things that are there to benefit from. Lasting things, right? Narcissists don't understand partnership, and they want to make their partner or help their partner become a better, healthier, beautiful person, that it will help the relationship and in return help them. They can't think that far. So, do they reap what they sow? I think they're miserable people. Miserable. And abusing other people doesn't help that become less miserable. Hurt people because they're hurting so inside, and it might alleviate some of that pain or take back some of the control they lost when they were abused as children. If you talk to, if you study pedophiles, they'll typically, it's like 80%, I think, have been sexually abused, molested themselves. And they'll talk about how they felt a loss of control, power in their life, and they took it back when they abused children themselves later. So what narcissists are doing, they don't realize doesn't work, you know? Or they realize it doesn't work, but they can't stop or control their behaviors. Hope that makes sense. If not, ask me more. Everyone, always. If I miss your questions, everyone, ask me. Just keep asking me again. I don't mean to. I have no problem answering every single question, even if I just answer it right there with you on the comment section or here. That's the end of the Q&A videos, guys. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate all of you and all your questions. They are fantastic. Thanks for sharing your stories and stuff like this and adding information of your own experiences, stuff like this. It's great. It's great for other people. I appreciate everything you guys do and all your support. If you could help me some more, click some buttons, help this information get bigger so that it reaches people that need it, okay? People that are looking for it, okay? For answers. Thank you all. Love yourself first. I'll see you next Monday. Bye-bye.